Ah, Sir Arisen. You are returned, I see. With the world in such disarray, I could not stand to be away from my homeland. Thus did I return, to render what aid I may. I maintain order as best I can, but for every fire I extinguish, it seems 3 more are incited behind my back. But enough of my woes. What brings you here? You wish us to evacuate? Mayhap the idea merits some thought. After all, if we sit on our haunches, 'tis likely only a matter of time before we share the fate of Mel. Alas, the people of Battahl are far from united in purpose at present. Should we proceed, unheeding of their divisions, I fear that our efforts would come undone ere long. With every soul at their wits' end, conflict is like to spark at the slightest provocation. As such, before we take any measures, I would have you walk amongst the people, Sir Arisen. Behold their plight with your own eyes, and should you encounter any discord, pray do aught you can to resolve the people's quarrels and assuage their fears. Such efforts will doubtless allow the evacuation to proceed all the more smoothly. As for me, my work here is far from done. Let us part ways for now, and reconvene when you have accomplished all you can.
Flared tempers are understandable, given the circumstances. Let us aid in mediating the quarrels arising in Bakbattahl.
That's just what I was thinking. Haven't you a lantern arisen? Ingredients are plentiful hereabouts.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here? Doulahan crosses our path!
May have no advantage against this bow. Are we all in the same boat?
Fury of the elements! Just try to free yourself! Too fast for ya!
But you'll receive none.
Strike fast and true, and our quarry shall fall!
so soon? Why, we seem to have come through unscathed.
We mustn't allow ourselves to become complacent. Take each trial as it comes.
Come to think of it, have you always pursued your current vocation in your service to the Arisen?
There's something strange about the way time passes here.
Indeed. All we once held to be true is now changed.
Is there no way to return things to how they were before?
I've got a good feeling about this one.
A ballista is a ranged weapon.
'Tis a glad thing we happened upon this. Unleashing it during combat ought to fluster our foes. Ha ha! I could do this all day.
Ah, I remember you. What brings you to the encampment? 'Tis a miracle you're still alive. Though I dare say that's true of all of us. Oh? You believe we ought to evacuate? Well, you've traveled far indeed to deliver these tidings. Farther, I dare say, than anyone would go for the sake of an idle jest. If we must leave, We shall have to begin preparations at once. But I think we're a bit short on hands to attend to all that must be done. In fact, there's a rather delicate matter that I could use some help with. A blacksmith and his wife dwell on the encampment outskirts. Might you escort them here, so that they can join the evacuation? The smith, Gustava, is a man of good sense. But as for his wife, well, suffice to say Cliodhna has always been a contentious sort. She'd have naught to do with us, given the choice, and isn't likely to take kindly to the arrival of any of my knights on her doorstep. I can only hope that she will be more willing to listen to you, a third party, as 'twere. And while you're taking care of that, I will see to it that the encampment is made ready to depart with all due haste.
I remember the blacksmith and his lady wife well. I only hope. We can convince them to join the evacuation.
I quite agree.
Come to think of it, different masters favour different pawns. One whom I served preferred to have beastrons for allies.
Each to their own. Here we go again.
If we must, let us finish this quickly.
Let my magic grant you an elemental boon.
This boulder looks mighty heavy, but we might just be able to move it if we combine our efforts.
Would anyone care to push? Focus your strength, Arisen! During my time with Lord Phasus, I found myself in a strange state of being. I was conscious of nothing. Nothing, that is, save your presence. I shan't allow any further harm to come to you. In traversing other worlds, I came to know of a treasure chest in this area. The chance you'd like to see it?
Tell her quick!
That was a skillful bit of thieving. You do your vocation proud. I'll gather this. It might be of use.
Well now, whatever brings you here? These are perilous times to be wandering about. You'd have us evacuate with the encampment? I am touched by your kindness, friend, but we'll manage on our own. I couldn't bear to be pressed in among those crowds.
Now, I'll hear none of that. I'll see you to safety, my dear, come hell or high water. Besides, I should hope this good soul has earned your trust by now. Helped me out of a tight spot on more than one occasion, if you'll recall. After all that goodwill and the long trek out here to warn us, we'd seem mighty ungrateful, turning our back on another helping hand extended only in kindness.
Oh, very well, my love, if you insist. It seems we'll be accepting your offer after all, friend. Would you be so kind as to escort us to our destination?
Let us see our charges to the encampment. But be mindful. The path seems much changed since last we walked it.
A resounding success! If I might be so bold as to speak my mind, is your pack not overburdensome? You carry so much, I worry for your poor spine. Tis a ladder. Shall we see where it leads?
We ought to put it to good use.
Now, there's a worthy prize. If only 'tweren't so far away.
You're welcome to take whatever you like from my pack, Master. I'd gladly see you put what I find to good use.
You're a welcome sight, Arisen. As ever.
He thinks these climbs are ill-suited to habitation.
Indeed. Vermund feels a world away.
I'm unsure how best to proceed.
Don't feel safe here.
You'll have to excuse me.
Shift's over. No sign of my replacement.
Lo! A ballista!
'Tis a glad thing we happened upon this. Unleashing it during combat ought to fluster our foe.
'Tis my duty.
Well, here we are. How long before the evacuation begins, I wonder?
Would you find Sir Ernesto and tell him we've arrived? Let him know that we'll wait here till the time comes.
You would gather materials here, Master? Can we...
Sir, I implore you to reconsider. Surely you can see that the situation is dire.
How many times must I say it? I'll not be ordered about. Not by ye, not by anyone. Now bugger off and leave me alone.
Ah, good. You're back. I'm afraid there's another matter for which I must beg your assistance. It concerns the fellow I was just speaking with. Sir Lamond, his name is. The man's something of a regular at our hot springs. I sought him out to tell him of the evacuation, but he has flatly refused to join us. I must confess, I'm at a loss as to how I might convince him. Could I prevail upon you to try your hand? At this point, methinks anything I say will fall on deaf ears.
Sir Lamond is as mighty as 100 soldiers. It would be reassuring to have his aid. Shall we speak with him?
I knew it to be so.
Fancy meeting ye here, cuz. Did you want something? Not this again. I'm here to live my life as I see fit. I'll not be ordered about by anyone. Not even ye. Oh, bollocks. Course ye'd make a decent request like that. Aye, fine. I'll do it. Seeing as ye're the one asking. Can't say I'll be glad to leave this place behind, but you've my word. I'll get them to safety.
Sir Lamond shall be a boon to the evacuation effort. Let us inform Sir Ernesto of our success.
I knew it to be so.
I do not understand. What has befallen our world?
I cannot thank you enough for all you've done. We shall fare much better on the road with Sir Lamont's arm to defend us. 'Twill be slow going, mind. We have wounded whom we must accommodate. Yet, come what may, I swear to see them all to safe harbor.
The people of Volcanic Island are evacuated. May they make it through the impending chaos intact. Ah, I'll take that. We might find a use for it.
Oh, that's better. I thought my spine might crumple from the weight. Can't wait to find out what's inside. Not a foe in sight.
I'll take the peace and quiet over a horde of enemies any day. Arisen, we ought to heal ourselves while we can chance.
We were battle ready when they found us. This shan't take long.
Dare I say it, we trounced our foe well and true.
Well, I'm sure there's still room for improvement.
time. This place is too Mayhap we'll have such merriment.
This is your chance to prove your mettle. You're the one who started this.
You're just riding on your father's coattails.
You slander my honor, sir. I demand a duel. This is no business of yours. Be gone!
Now, Narborough, let's not be too hasty. If we are to duel, we ought to have a witness. Otherwise, who's to say the victor fought with honor?
Aye, true enough. Without a witness, either of us could simply kill the other, then disavow the use of any underhandedness. Well, sir, what say you? Will you watch over us while I take this scoundrel to task? You have my gratitude, sir. Let us delay no further. Come, Scario. Prepare yourself.
Have at you!
Wait, what?
Stay back, lest you get caught in the fray.
I'm in no hurry to leave.
Can't puzzle this out.
Is that the best you can do?
I can't stop shaking.
This battle is not yet done.
Time to hit the sack.
Wish I didn't have to work on my
What you
Mercy.
waiting for? Get on with it.
What's this then?
You
Heavens have mercy!
I admit it. I underestimated your skill. The loss is mine.
Nay, 'twas I who underestimated you. I'd thought to score an easy victory, but you fought fair and capably.
We owe you a debt, sir. 'Tis on your account that we've seen some sense. Were it not for your timely appearance, I'd wager this nonsense might have cost one of us their life.
Indeed. Better to hone our respective skills than take up arms against petty slights, I say.
It seems some things can only be resolved by crossing blades. But I doubt they'll quarrel again after this.
My heart is light as a feather after that exchange.
Oi! I saw it first. Phew, trust a flea-ridden hide to take it all for himself.
Why must I share with a fangless one? This is no more your food than Bakbattahl is your land.
You there! You couldn't have come at a better time. Put this upstart in his place for me, won't you? Go on, lay into him. If that's what you think, why don't you mind your own business?
Aye, clear off. Pretty words shan't fill our bellies.
Stop this, father! Thank you, sir. I'll be sure to share it.
You mean with me? For true? Thanks. I'm half starved.
Oi, leave my kid alone.
You're not some child snatcher, are you?
Wait. You shared your food with them. Thank you, sir. As for you, Nomos, it would seem we were both but looking out for our children, eh?
Aye. Mayhap we're not so different after all. And we both had children fed. We've no reason to quarrel.
The desire to protect one's kin transcends race and culture. It just goes to show, we are none of us so different.
That was certainly worthwhile.
I've had well enough of your nitpicking.
I reckon the world would be better off without you.
Oi, you! Don't go poking your nose in our business. This is between us.
Aye, leave off or we'll make you.
That's enough.
Have you lost your bloody mind?
Reckon you can just cut us down in the street? What's the matter with you? Eh? Fine, fine. We'll set our squabble aside for today, so bother us no more.
All this patrolling doesn't number
What am I supposed to do?
Ah, Sir Arisen. In less pressing circumstances, I would take issue with your methods, but I cannot deny your efficacy. The people of Battahl are beginning to see that they must stand together if they are to survive this calamity. We shall see the fruits of your labors when the time comes to evacuate. At the very least, we need not expect too much opposition to the announcement. Pray, return to Empress Nadinia and apprise her of your doings. I must remain here to ensure no further squabbles arise. Heavens only know how many lives you have saved this day. I hope you will accept this humble reward for your efforts.
What say we report back to Empress Nadinia? Her Majesty ought be willing to commence the evacuation now.
This morning.
Both mind and body must be purified prayers to count.
Her Majesty has begun her supplications. None may see her ere they conclude.
Stay your hand, Vera. This one may pass. Come hither. We would speak with you. One of our ministers informs us that you have been espied in the city, resolving the people's troubles. You have our gratitude for your efforts, which have doubtless bettered the fate of this nation and its citizenry. Your journey continues, does it not? We wish you good fortune on your travels, wheresoe'er they may take you.
Pray excuse the interruption, Your Majesty, but I fear time is upon us. I would see you prepared for the road ahead.
Indeed. Forgive us, but we must take our leave. Farewell.
Bakbattahl and the rest town are now safely evacuated. I am certain we can rely upon Sir Manella to keep the peace.
A resounding success!
Polished it this morning.
Can't wait for this job to be over and done. What should I get up to?
Oh, I've got to keep moving.